What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I'm going to be going over the NG wish list. So for this video I just want to look at the NG wish list and see what wishes are currently up there right now, see which ones are performing well, and just see what collectors are wanting NG to release. And I'm making this video just because I've noticed that the future releases that NG has been putting out, a lot of them have come from the wish list. They've approved a bunch of planes, and they've actually made a good handful of them now, so they're actually starting to get into a nice groove with this whole wish list thing, when initially it looked like there was really no momentum, and I had discouraged other people from actually using it until they would start utilizing it better, and now we're reaching that point, which I think is excellent. So I definitely want to just take the time today to look at this wish list and see what's happening. So as you can see here, I do have the main page set up. This is, of course, what you'll see when you log in to your NG account, if you will. And right now there's about 1,460 wishes in there, and also tells you how many are new since you last visited, and then how many are approved. And they do take off the ones that they make once they have been produced. They're in that already produced stage. So let's go ahead and check this out. Now, if you're using this on desktop, it is a little bit of a wonky interface, so you do have to use the zoom feature on your browser to better see what's happening. So this is how I have it set up here. So of course up top you have that make a wish button, and as a note there, I don't have enough growth value anymore to make a wish. It takes 10 growth value, but it does not subtract that actual value, so you just have to watch this number up here as to how many wishes you can put on there. But again, it's 10 growth value. You get about a little over 1 growth value point per card that you get, and of course you get those 10 points then, which if you want to join a wish, that takes out a point from your account. So I'm down to about 90. I was over 100, but as I'm recording this, I'm waiting for a new order to come in, and I do have an NG in that, which does have the card, so I'll be excited to get some points back and use that for the next exchange, which will be in December. So I just have it sorted by the latest, at least for the moment that I'm recording this. And of course, the first thing up top is this Lufthansa 7879. This is the new 100th anniversary livery that they unveiled over the weekend, which is very, very nice. I love the livery. It's basically just their giant crane logo, which is put on the fuselage, and then they have the purple there as the rest of the livery, and they have some 100th anniversary stickers also featured on the plane. And this aircraft, Delta-Alpha Bravo Papa uniform, it is supposed to start flying in December, which is going to be fun. So somebody did put this up here as a wish, which I think it is guaranteed they're going to make this anyway. Even if no one had put this up there, they're going to make it. But of course, I did like the wish, which you can do as well. That doesn't cost anything, but I don't think it doesn't add anything to the wish. But yeah, that's an option there that you can utilize. But as we scroll down here, you'll see a couple more wishes, and then again, it is sorted by the latest joins, if you will, or joint, as how NG spells it for whatever reason, but that's just how it is. There's a Cathay Pacific A321neo in here, which I think it would be really great for them to do. Then we have the Shanghai Airlines 7879, and since I last made this video, because I did one when the ND80s were a really hot topic and people were wanting NG to make them, that obviously was not the greatest perspective at the time, but it has changed a little bit. But as you can see, the photo previews actually work a little better now on the website. But there's the Shanghai 789. That one has 10 plus votes, and there's quite a few collectors as well. And you also note too that they do note the country of origin. So you have some of the collectors from China, so they've got the flag of China there, and then for the US down here, there's one right there. This 1 to 200 wish for the Alaska MAX 8, honoring those who serve. And the detail that Gemini missed was the extra star for the Space Force, and then there's also the extra band on the engines that they did not catch when they produced that plane. So NG making it would definitely be a nice advantage. We have the United A320, Stars and Bars Friendship Retro, which I do have the Gemini release of. That was made many years ago. But this one already is on the flame symbol, which typically indicates around 20 or more votes, but a very high level of popularity for sure. So this gentleman named Bo Dinger was the latest to join that vote. There's also been some new Allegiant wishes that popped up as well. My friend Syracuse Aviation actually made a couple of these since he has been really craving for more Allegiant aircraft. And we haven't gotten Allegiant from NG, which is just surprising to me. So definitely, if you're also in that same boat and want more Allegiant planes, I do encourage you to join these wishes as well. So we have the Visit Florida A320, the postcards one, which I did spot many years ago in Sioux Falls. So I'd love to pick that up for nostalgia's sake. And then we have an American 333 in here as well. And there's another Allegiant MD-80. This is another wish from my friend. This is the Travel is Our Deal livery. And then there's also one with the older AllegiantAir.com titles as well. So I'm still the only other person that has joined it. So yeah, the username that I made, I just made it out of random. I didn't think to put my standard username, but I don't think I can change that. So that's just going to have to sit there as is. We have the TriStar experience, so for those that attended Airliners International in Kansas City, that would definitely be a great pickup. There's another Allegiant A320. This was made by a different person, but still a good friend of mine. Fence tip A320, which no one has done in any scale, so I don't understand why we're still lacking that. We have the Orbital Science Corporation. This is the older version of the Stargazer TriStar. That one's got the flame symbol as well. There's a Scandinavian 737-700 in here as well. They just retired this aircraft type, but that'd be nice for them to make. There's some Frontier wishes in here as well. We have this A320neo named O'Malley the Mallard Duck. That one's got the flame, which I have joined since I'd love to see NG make some Frontier. Another Allegiant example, this is the EDC Insomniac livery, which I have spotted as well. And then there's a China Airlines 738 down here for our Asian collectors, generally speaking. There's also a Volaris A320neo. This one is the Wicked special livery, so this is a big movie that has Ariana Grande in it. Yun Express 777 freighter operated by Central Airlines. It's actually a very colorful livery. I do like that. Korean Air Cargo 777. That would be super nice. Emirates 777 freighter. This is the Sky Cargo one. I've spotted a couple of these myself. Aeroflot Tupolev 154M with the current livery. This would be very cool. I do have a soft spot for some Soviet aircraft, so I definitely like to pick up one of those. I've still been meaning to get that older Aeroflot with the blue cheat line. I just can't find that anywhere. And then here's another wish that I made. This is the Frontier A320neo, widely the Bison. If you've seen my channel, you'll know exactly why I want this specific tail. And I also have it noted here as well. Previously flew this plane, so if you have seen that on the wish list, that would be for me. ANA 763 with winglets, very cool for the Japanese audience. Last joint by Stars 10P Aviation, which I've talked with him before. He definitely wants more aircraft from that part of the world. There's a Silkway Airlines 777 freighter, Junyao 789. There's some aircraft from China in here since a lot of their collectors are from that region, so not too surprised that there's a good plethora of them here. Hainan A330neo, so you can see here, this aircraft has not been fitted with engines in that photo, but I think they're going to get that delivered soon. JetBlue recently got an updated New York Jets livery A320, so that should be made soon. Aircraft name is JETBLUE, so if you're in the know in the NFL, if you'll know the Jets chant, it goes JETS, 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 Jets. So that is what they're sort of referencing there. We have a Virgin Atlantic A330-300. This has not been released with the specific configuration noted by the wisher that the Wi-Fi Dome and SkyTeam logo have not been made on Virgin Atlantic A330s. There's a Brussels A319 in here. This would be pretty cool for the domestic European collectors. Scandinavian 763 in the old livery, never been made before in the scale, as noted here. And then we have this special livery China Eastern 333, a New Era Shared Future, which I'd not be surprised if NG will make this anyway. Now here's a wish that I do want to join. I'm actually going to join it right now. So as you can see, the interface, I don't think it's changed since I last made a video utilizing this, but you just click on that heart plus button and then the join. And then of course it gives you the note, joining the wish will cost 1 point, so I'll just join it anyway just because. And I am not from Canada, but the previous gentleman who had joined this wish is from Canada. So, but there it is. Battleship Gray, United Airlines 752 would be excellent. There's also a TriStar 500 in here as well for Delta. This one does have the Atlanta Olympic sticker down there from 96. Air Transat A330-300. There's also another Frontier Shelly the Sea Turtle, November 316 Foxtrot Romeo. And then here's another one of my wishes. This is the only other one that I have since I don't have enough growth value, like I said before. Allegiant A319, and again, another tail number I've flown. I already have the Gemini release, but I'd like to get an NG one to complement that. Not necessarily replace it in my collection. Another Delta TriStar. This is the TriStar 250 variant, which has not been made, I believe. I think Gemini tried it once, but it didn't really work out. China Southern 777 with a American registration. Pretty interesting there. Then there's a Cathay 777 Freighter, which I don't think, they don't have those yet, but they'll probably get them soon. Shanghai Airlines 752 PCF, which looks like it has been made, but it was made by HYJL Wings. It's one of the many brands from China that like to pop up every once in a while. Vladivostok Air Tupolev Tu-204-300. Looks pretty nice. Austrian 777. And this one here, approved by voting. So you can see this one only has 9 votes, yet they've already put this in pre-production. But this is to promote the Toyota Camry. So, yeah, pretty standard stuff here for a special livery. They just have the Camry titles there, and then they also got the Toyota logo on the engines. Another China Southern, this is an A320 Neo, or not an A320 Neo, this is just a standard 320. This one, I do see a Mitsubishi SUV on there, so probably something to do with Mitsubishi Motors. Another China Southern 777, this one with a Chinese registration. It does have the GE90 engines. I don't know, the China Southern A380, the thing that does kind of irk me in a way is that they don't have a filter for just the types that they have. Now, I could see why they would have it open to all types, just to gauge interest on if they should develop a certain type. I think they have an A380 in development, but I've heard nothing new of it. But someone has put this on the wish list and does have the flame, so there's obviously a lot of interest there. There's a Korean Air 789 in the older livery. And then we have the Singapore 744 with the 1747 sticker. That'd be pretty nice. Surprisingly, only 3 votes on this one, so definitely join that one if you're interested. My good friend Diego joining this wish here, American 752 chrome livery with winglets. We have the Volaris A320 Neo. This is a standard livery, so that would be a great plane for NG to do. I don't think they've made a Volaris plane. That definitely does not sound like something that they have done previously, but it might be slipping my mind. Then we have this JetBlue for Good A320. This is a fantastic drawing. I think this is another friend of mine that made this. This is an excellent drawing. Definitely would prefer to have the actual photo of it, but I mean, a drawing this good, I can let this pass. So excellent drawing right there. And I know, yep, we got a couple more Allegiants down here. An MD-87, which I don't think has been made before. And then we have the Blue Man Group MD-83. I know Syracuse did make that wish as well. So definitely join that as well if you'd like more Allegiant planes. TAP Air Portugal A321 XLR, and that has joined their fleet. This has the flame, which is unsurprising given the subject matter. Prime Air 763. Gemini has made a handful of these, but they're only sold to the airline. They're not allowed to do a public release based on what they have said in the past, which I find a bit interesting. I don't know why Amazon won't let them do a public release, but I mean, Phoenix has done them, but they are very hard to find, so NG doing one would be very beneficial. Avelo 737-700, again, no question, that one's going to have the flame symbol, which it does, so a lot of popularity there. This is actually the former Illinois One-Tail. Avianca A320 Neo with the updated livery and then the Hotel Kilo registration prefix. I think that's Colombia, if I remember right, is where that originates from. We have a Tunis Air A330-200. Yeah, I think they just did one for Tunis Air. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Etihad Cargo and Air Algeria A330s. There's another Tunis Air example in here as well. Mass Air Cargo, Tibet Airlines. NG did an A319 with that airline already. U.S. Air Force Janet 736. Registration doesn't match in the photo, but it noted as 288 Delta Papa, but it does say that other registrations are acceptable, which it does give you that option. If I did have enough growth value to make a wish, I would do that here in the video, but that does not work for me right now. Vietnam SkyTeam A350, Brussels A320 Neo, the Amari Tomorrowland special livery. I think that's a big concert. Vietnam 777 with the GE90 engines. That would be cool. Xiaomin 738. I did hear that NG's got a partnership with Xiaomin Airlines now, so they're going to do a bunch of those as we move forward. United 79 Evo Blue. I will definitely take one of these as well, so hopefully that gets made. And someone made a wish for a Volga Illusion 76. They don't even have the mold for this, yet they've approved this, so I don't know how that's going to go. Lux Air 747 SP. That one has been approved, and then this Delta TriStar has also been approved, which is excellent. And then we have a Qantas A380 in here as well. So again, NG has teased at an A380, but I don't think there's been many developments with it since. Brussels A320neo for environmental awareness. This is just one of those liveries. China Eastern 738 Shanghai Disney Resort Duffy Friendship Express. Another one of these very colorful liveries. I have to give it to these airlines from China. They know how to make special liveries. They do really good with them. Another one here, this is another Shanghai Disney Resort one, A320 for China Eastern with the Flame. United Star Alliance 752, this one's got the Flame as well, so hopefully that gets approved soon. Evo A319, and also noted here, the Gemini version selling for lots of money on eBay, and there's lots of demand from US collectors, which is not too surprising. Then we have an Iberia A330-300. I'll go on for just a little bit longer here, just do within the last like 5 days, just to keep things simple. Then we have another United A319 with the older livery Unicon merger. Jet 2 A321 Neo, so nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, as they say. Air New Zealand 333 with the standard livery here, but he did that black fern there as well. SAS A330-300. This one's got the Flame. Actually, a few of these have the Flame. Holy cow, they actually all do. So the Jet 2, the Air New Zealand, SAS, the Iberia, there's another A330-300, A332, all have the Flame. We have the Azores A321 Neo. That's the feeling when you visit Azores. Peaceful. And then a Lufthansa A340-300. I don't know where NG's A340 mold went. That just vanished. There's a JetBlue Brooklyn Nets A320. That would be excellent. Then we have a Russia 744. This one has an Irish registration, so a leased airframe. P8 Poseidon. I don't think NG has the mold for that, though, so that might be a little bit far-fetched right now. United 763. Definitely take one of these, but in 400 scale, because it is a 200 scale wish. Delta 738, Delta Flot, no winglets. But I would take a winglet one. I think I want the winglet one more than anything. And then Canadian North and Southwest 737s. This one is 700 without winglets, which the NG has not done. These are all 200 scale wishes, so we have some 737s. Air North, BWIA, WestJet, Alaska, Salmon 30 Salmon. We have Triple Crown 1. Bahamas Air, 400 scale would be excellent as well. Delta Connection, Ron Allen CRJ for Comair. Southwest Nevada 1. And then we have Slam Dunk 1. That would be great as well. Back to 400 scale as we move here. Fawcett Peru TriStar 1. Very cool airline for the TriStar. And then we have a Roscosmos TU-204. I don't know much about that airline, but that looks nice. Then we have another TU-204. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that airline name, but KMV is their abbreviation, so I'll just call them that. And then we have the Russian government's plane. This one's a 204-300. Kish Air TU-154M. So there's definitely, you see a lot more unique airlines pop up in this wish list since people want more unique stuff as opposed to some of the more mainstream stuff they have done. I'll just keep going until the page reloads for me here. But we have a China Airlines 744, the Zero Gravity 0G A300, the Wonderloose Swiss A350. I think that one's going to get made by NG either way. Condor Beach Towel A321 Neo. This is the yellow one. There's an Iberia Regional CRJ2, TAG Angola TriStar, a British 763, Lufthansa 748i, the old livery. The Starlux A330 Neo. They've got a couple of these now, which is great. And they've also got the A35K in production. ANA 738, the Global X A320. I definitely take one of those. And that is where I'm going to end the scrolling through the wish list. But you get the idea at this point. There's a lot of wishes down here, and I definitely encourage you to vote on some of the wishes that are buried down below, because there's some really good stuff in here, and I definitely want some of these planes to be made, especially my wishes. So I'll try to scroll through them again. But as I mentioned, definitely drop a vote for the Allegiant planes. Those are really good. Definitely would be excited to check those out. Then there's one of my wishes, the Frontier Wiley the Bison. Please drop a vote for it if you haven't yet. And then the Allegiant A319 right here. So again, please spare a point for both of those. And then, of course, for anything else that might be of your interest, just trying to get the word out there to get enough votes and get to that flame symbol to increase the odds of them getting approved for production. So that will do it for this look through the NG wish list. Just a kind of a filler video here, since I've noticed that the algorithm isn't really doing the greatest right now. That seems to go through those phases. I'm not really one to worry too much about numbers and stuff, but I have noticed that some of my videos they haven't done as well as they've done in the past. So just trying to get some content out there in some capacity, just take advantage of it. And, if it performs well, then great. If not, no problem to me at all, but just some fun content that you guys get to watch just to fill the schedule. But I'm very excited with this whole NG wish list now that we're seeing some great progress on it. They're getting models approved. They're putting them up as future releases now. And hopefully with some of the stuff that I've covered here, that will get approved and get put into production as we head into 2026. So I think they're running it with about a 2 to 3 month lead time based on what I could find between when these models get approved and then put up as a future release, and then eventually given the official announcement in, a month's release for just any point in the year, just a month's release in general. So just something to keep in mind. So if your wish gets approved, I would plan on like a 2 to 3 month wait, maybe longer depending on how many more they approve. But as I go back to the page, they have, that is not where I want to go. And then it goes back to well before tab that I had even accessed. And let's try this again. There we go. There are 299 approved models on the wish list, so just something to note there. But that will do it for this video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.